Welcome to episode 22 of Ralph's Stuff. Tonight we have some high-performance German ducks, even though they're actually from South Carolina. And an interesting tour of a farm in South Carolina where we'll see horses, a wild video dog, and some fish also. Pretty neat. I think you'll enjoy it. Hi. Well, it's March now, late March, and we're starting to see a few signs of spring. This past Sunday, March the 18th, we went down in South Carolina and we saw a few trees that were blossoming and looking good. And we got to tour a farm. That's the main part of the show, and I think you'll enjoy it. So let's begin with some ducks and some German ducks and see what all we got. Thank you and please support Public Access TV, Channel 20, URTV, Asheville. Thank you. Guten Tag und wie geht's? We have high-performance German ducks here. Even though they're actually from South Carolina, we found these ducks at the big German brand auto plant, which is between Greenville and Spartanburg, South Carolina, and thought you'd enjoy a brief look at them. Auf Wiedersehen. We had a very nice trip to South Carolina with our friend Fremont Brown and Josie the video dog, who's appeared on this show before. It's March 19th and signs of spring are starting to appear, such as that tree on the right that's in bloom. And we're out in the middle of the field in Fremont's big SUV looking around the farm that he and his brother owns. And it's quite nice. Being down in South Carolina, of course, it's a lot flatter than my farm, which is up here in the mountains out in Alexander in Buncombe County. Nice big pasture, actually, that we're driving through now. There's some horses in it, and we'll visit with them shortly. But now we're getting sort of a tour of the perimeter of the farm. I love farms. It's wonderful being out in the open country and seeing all the wonders of nature. So I really enjoyed this off-road drive around the fence line. If you have a farm, having livestock is a great way to keep it from growing up on you and avoid having to bush hog and the other onerous tasks that would be necessary otherwise. On my farm, we always, until recently at least, had cows. There was me squinting into the camera in a picture of the interior of the vehicle with Josie the video dog and my wife Pat and Fremont Brown.
It's a lot rough there.
I understand, getting back to livestock, I understand that I've never had horses other than when I was a very little boy. We had horses that we plowed with before we could afford a tractor. But I understand that horses are better even than cattle at keeping a place clean. Of course, the ultimate clearing machine is a goat. Goats will eat about anything, but they're very hard to keep in the pasture. Fence like the one we're passing on the right, they would just easily jump over without batting an eye. That body of water down there is on Fremont's farm also. Very nice. In fact, we were having a conversation about that. He asked me, what did you call it? And I said, well, if it's on your property, it's a lake. If it's on your neighbor's property, it's that little pond. So it all depends on point of view. As Einstein said, everything is relative. There's the horses. We're coming up on them. And they're quite friendly. I think they're used to seeing vehicles come out here and feed them. So they were quite interested in us and came over close to the close to the SUV to check things out. With the little pony there
That's what I want.
in the lead. Nice horses.
Jersey. In the back. In the back. Look out, Pat.
Now, by about this time, Josie the video dog was getting quite excited about the horses. She evidently is not as keen a fan of horses as the rest of us in the car were.
You're not getting her on something?
And it's probably a good thing for her we didn't let her out. Those horses would have chased her out of the pasture.
Far back.
There she is,
I got it. Josie.
going a bit wild.
Oh, the little pony's following her.
Josie, you better hope those horses don't come here after you.
Yep.
There's the little pony again.
Well, I think I can just tell Thomas that Josie didn't particularly care for the horses either.
Wanted to be out there playing.
Get him, Josie.
Big baby.
You saw the segment in episode 21, the one prior to this, with Josie in the studio. You can understand why we call her the video dog.
Now, were you gonna eat
She's
or
a real
play
star.
with her?
Yeah.
What was your plan?
I don't know what her plan.
And we're moving along now. We're going on down to the pond, which is fenced off from the horses. And we'll let Josie out of the car and watch her go wild in the wide open spaces of South Carolina. Now this is definitely different from around Asheville. You can see some mountains in the distance, but they aren't as close as in this big valley they call the Asheville area in Buncombe County. Those are cows over on, that's over on the next farm. As we leave, the cows will be up at the fence and we can get a better look at them.
Some cows, Josie.
Yep. This is the gate in the internal fencing on the farm that allows that access down to the pond. I'm sorry, the lake, not the pond, it's the lake. Josie, of course, knows she's going to get out of the car, so she's getting excited again. In fact, that dog stays excited most of the time. Nice dog, though. She's a combination of retriever and pointer, I think. Loves to chase tennis balls. Not too keen on giving them back to you so you can throw them again. She likes to keep them away from you, too.
Yeah.
All of which is part of the game.
Here, Josie. Stay. See how good she is when you're driving?
That's out to close the gate.
She goes crazy, yeah.
Josie wanted to go, too.
Break one of those poles and I'm going to break you.
And we'll be heading down this little road to the pond and just to the lake. Here comes Pat back. Brief glimpse of me moving the camera around, and here we go. Wonder if they have lake effect snow here in the winter. Oh, I don't guess it's quite that big.
Yeah. Where's your poles? In the back.
And before we stop and park, we do drive all the way around the lake. There's the earthen dam. And the looking at us in the car.
You back there, Josie. Yep.
Josie's sort of funny.
What would you call it, a pond
When
or
the
a
vehicle's moving, she's nice and quiet. But if you stop, she gets all excited and wants to get out and see what's going on. So when you're driving along the highway, she's a perfect little lady.
I haven't seen you yet. Yeah, we got this lake here. It's huge, man.
And we're on the far side of the lake now.
Where's where it goes out to another gate. I'm just going to turn around.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And hopefully we'll get to come back down here this summer or later in the spring when all the trees have leaves on them and everything's more green. I'm sure it'd be really neat. And we're coming back around over the dam again. The device in the water to the left is the overflow, so that the lake doesn't get up so high it would go over the dam and erode it. This is pretty typical farm pond. There are probably hundreds, if not thousands, of them on farms in North and South Carolina and Georgia and so forth. In fact, I'm thinking about building a pond similar to that on my farm.
I've seen 2 bush hogs. Are those Thomas?
Put fish in it. Fremont and his brother stocked this pond, so there's definitely fish in it, and as we'll see shortly when we go fishing. We're stopped and we let Josie out, and she's exploring the wide open spaces here, finding all sorts of interesting smells. Josie's an inside dog, so she doesn't get out all that much, but she truly enjoys it when she does. I don't know what she found here, but it was quite interesting to her.
It's fun. Huh?
She sniffed at it for a while.
It's fun, Josie.
Investigated thoroughly. That's a bush hog, by the way, which is I'm using the generic term. It's actually a brush cutter, and
Yeah.
you pull it behind a tractor, and it cuts lots of stuff, not only grass but also small bushes and weeds, and helps you keep a place clean. Very handy device. We always had one when I was growing up. Fremont's getting his fishing gear ready. Josie's looking for bear or something, I don't know. But she's definitely investigating the area in great detail. Oh, she smells the horses. Heads up the hill towards the pasture.
She's heading up towards the horses.
However, she thinks better of it and comes back.
Yeah, she's coming back.
You wonder what's going through her mind at a time like this. But whatever it is, she's having fun. Said, nope, don't want to get in the lake. Go, Josie. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. She does move around. Nothing like fishing on a beautiful spring day. Now this one Fremont's going to get me for leaving in. The very first thing he catches is a tree on the other side of the lake.
Oh, that's
That's
good
happened to
shot.
all of
Shows
us at
that.
fish.
She got your
And he does exactly what I've had to do
line caught in the
many
tree.
times before. You just
On the first
cut the
cast,
line
too.
and put another hook on it. Because you aren't going to reel the tree in, that's for sure.
Do it, Josie. No, don't. I'll go right back with you.
Yeah.
Josie, in the meantime, continues to look
You gonna have to cut it?
for wild creatures. Gets a nice little drink of water.
Yep.
And investigates the shore and on up. While Fremont repairs his hook. And there's Pat. Enjoying looking around also. And Josie went up to smell the horses again. Here she comes back down. I used to like fishing a lot when I was a kid. The farm next door to us had a pond we could go over and fish. My uncle had one, stocked with brim, and catch maybe 11 or 12 fish in the evening, throw them all back. I gave the camera to Pat at this point, and she went, because she was willing to walk up the hill to the fence and film the horses. So this segment is, Pat gets the credit as camera person. And the horses up on the flat top area, grazing away. There they are. Yep. Got a green halter on. There's the pony. Little pony. He's cute. And the larger horses. They're just horses in this pasture. I see more and more farmers around that have both horses and cows in the same pasture, and they coexist peacefully. When I was a little boy, we had, of course, lots of cows, but my grandfather stayed with us a while, and he had a mule, and he'd put the mule in the pasture with the cows, and sometimes the mule would chase the cows. Mules are a little bit more temperamental than horses. Pretty neat. It's a wonderful world. Lots of nice animals in it. And we have Josie to protect us from the animals that aren't nice. It was reasonably warm. We were in shirt sleeves and felt very nice. It's a really good day after the winter we've been through. So much for global warming. The horses are certainly enjoying the green grass that's starting to come up. good stuff. I suppose. I can never be a horse. I like, unless of course I had several barrels of blue cheese dressing to put on the rice before I ate it. The big problem I would have if I was a horse is the fact that horses are vegetarians. I like my red meat on occasion, so I would not last long as a horse. So guys, enjoy the green grass. It's all yours. I will not compete for it. But they are certainly enjoying it on a balmy spring day in the great state of South Carolina. And it's a very peaceful picture we're seeing here. As the horses move on over the hill in search of new grass, along with the little pony. So Pat will be returning down the hill to the lake where Fremont and I still are. Here we go. That's me watching Fremont fish and having a good time actually doing it. It's very relaxing. And I am now in search of a stick to throw to Josie. I take the stick and I break it up into 3 pieces. But Josie was not too cooperative. I could throw the stick to her and she'd chase it and pick it up and then immediately drop it. It's not like when I throw the tennis balls to her. She'll bring those back and fight to keep them, but wants me to take them away so she can. So I'll throw them to her again. While Pat was up on the hill filming the horses, Fremont caught a rather largemouth bass that I wish we could have filmed because it was definitely 5 to 10 pounds. In fact, I suggested we find a few flat rocks, build a fire, and cook that baby. Would have been enough for all 3 of us, but instead he threw it back. And there he goes. He caught a number of leaves in between. Dead leaves on the bottom that were on the bottom of the pond that I guess that the hook would snag. But before we leave, in another 3 minutes here, we'll see him catch another fish. Oh, there's a leaf. Leaves are not good eating. So he discarded that. He's pretty good casting. Watch out, just floats in. It's like watching one of the bass fishing shows on cable TV. Except they're usually out in the boat. Okay. We continue the cast. And we do know fish are down there in the dark depths of the pond, because he did catch one before. And having seen this video, I know he'll catch one again. And you guys will get to see it in just a moment.
She wasn't interested. I know. I tried it.
Some people don't think much of hunting and fishing, I know, but it's both part of our heritage and part of our instincts. Many people love to hunt and fish and find it relaxing and enjoyable and good eating if you bring back stuff. I think he's got one. Yep, there it is. That's not nearly as big as the other one, though. But it is a bass, and he's going to take it off the hook and throw it back in.
That's a small one.
That one's pretty good size, too. But again, it's the other one was almost twice that big. It was a huge fish. And he drops it in the lake, and it swims away. Probably not too happy, but at least it got away that time. And will live to grow larger. So Fremont's going to try again, but that was the last fish we caught today. But fishing really is relaxing. Just something about it. It's just part of nature that, and part of our own natures that makes it fun. Oh, look, that line float in. That's the way to do it. Just let it float in and just plop on the water like it was a big old bug landing. Pull it slowly back through the water. And hope a fish believes it's din-din. But not this time. Yep, word's out. Fish aren't biting anymore.
Drive you on the way back.
Time to go.
Okay.
And as we go up the fence, the cows on the neighboring farm have come over close. Look at that longhorn. And there's Josie the video dog after her outing.